So today we're going to begin taking a look at how to problem solve or solve story problems. Now, I would like for us to begin by taking a look at what it means to use story problems in real life, right? When we go to real life, all of a sudden it's not going to be like a video game where boom, in front of us is scrolling text for us to read about our math. But we do use the skills in problem solving every day. So we are going to upload a chart or a list of all the times that we would problem solve in real life. So when are times, whether right now in your childhood life or as you grow up and go into your adult life, would you use math? So situations where you would use math. And I'm going to compose a list for us of your ideas. So we're going to create a list of when we use math in real life. When are times that we use math in real life? Go ahead and unmute, and as you say them, I will record them. So try to be considerate of other people that are attempting to talk and not speaking over them. But go ahead and unmute and tell me about some situations when we would use math in real life. When does this happen?
Like when we have two different things. So like when we're at the store, we don't know the exact price, so we round to the nearest 10, and it's about that amount.
Nice. So rounding prices of items in stores. Awesome. When we don't know the exact change or the exact amount of money that we'll need, we can round to give us an estimate. Fantastic. What more? When do we use math in real life?
Like at work when there's something important and you need to know like the price, how much it is.
So when the exact price of an item is needed. Awesome. So yeah, I like that you gave it a context of work. So like, let's say I'm in charge of buying the school supplies for our kids this year. I would need to tell Mr. Kemper exactly how much money it is that we would need. Awesome. What more? When do we use math in real life?
We can use a checkbook to use math.
Okay, so balancing our checkbook, so understanding how much money might be in an account. Awesome. So how much money have we spent / do we have? Yeah, that's going to be really important, especially as you're growing older and have to start doing a fun thing called paying bills. You're going to have to keep track of how much money you've spent and how much money you have so that you can make responsible choices. Awesome. Let's try to get away from math. Not from math, from prices. There's other times that we use math and not just with money. Can anybody think of some examples of that? Go ahead and unmute, guys. You don't have to raise your hand. Just go ahead and unmute.
I just joined, so I don't know what we're doing.
Say it again, Levin.
Us, like when we're kids, this is math that some other grown-ups use. We just like if we don't have to
we have to count numbers.
Oh, yeah.
So counting how many items we have or need. So I'm thinking about like maybe a party. So like I know I need 20 plates for the people that might be coming to my party, and I got to see how many I have. So I can go ahead and add that as like a little stem off of here. Very hard to keep you guys.
Sometimes when you measure.
We measure, yep. So actually I'm measuring right now because our freezer is broken at my house. So we've got to buy a new one. So I'm having to measure how much space my new refrigerator can take. So measuring the space it takes. Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm doing right now. My husband and I yesterday were moving our fridge and measuring our dimensions to see what we could fit in there. Yep, awesome. What more? When else do we use math in real life?
When we have to count the numbers of something.
So counting the amount of supply. Yeah, keeping track of like how many tens do we have, how many hundreds, how many ones when we're making a count of that. I know one that we've been using that you've probably seen, and it's been a lot of graphs. There's been a lot of graphs about different information for COVID specifically, but graphing information. So like right now, it's our COVID numbers. There's been a lot of graphs about how many cases there are in the state and how many people are sick and how many people are getting better. So there's a lot of graphing information that is used in real life as well. Anything more? When do we use math in real life?
Like at the end of games, you have to see who won at the end.
Nice. So scoring games, who won, who lost, and maybe how many points. Nice. That's definitely math. Doesn't matter what kind of game you're playing, a board game, a sports game, a made-up game. There's usually some type of scoring system that helps us know who won, who lost. Awesome. Anything more?
I have something to add to Leah's. So, and like if there was 2 different rounds, we would have to add those together.
So I think you're kind of talking about comparing. So comparing the price or size of items. Yep. Anything more? Okay. We'll continue to add to these, but the reason that we are drafting when we use math in real life is because a lot of times kids read word problems and they think, I would never, ever, ever do this. This isn't even real life. And it is. So real life is just like a word problem. The only difference is it's written down, right? We don't see a text go, boop, you have to decide how much money to spend at the store. We just know that that's what happens inside of our head. So we're going to be taking a look at real life situations that help us with problem solving as we move on through our life, okay? Let's take a look at a very, very, very fun activity today. So I'm very excited about this activity, and my husband is actually very excited too because it's going to take a look at a sport called disc golf. So we're going to kind of take a look at some sporting events and see how we can use math to determine how well we did in a sport, okay? So this is going to be something that you will be actively participating with me, but first we're gonna watch some introduction videos to see what disc golf is, okay? So let me go ahead and pull this up for you. It is not released to you yet, so don't even go look for it because it's not gonna be there for you. There we go, all right. Nope, I don't wanna edit, I wanna add a response. All right, so for this lesson, we are going to take a look at disc golf. First, you might be saying, what in the world is disc golf? Well, here we go. That's me saying the exact same thing. So I'm going to move forward. Actually, there's a little bit of information there. Let me share it with you. There we go.
You're going to use your math skills today to help our friend Graham solve a problem. He's been playing disc golf. Disc golf is a sport that you'll learn about on the next slide. Graham has thrown a disc and he needs to figure out how far did his disc fly. You'll use the information that he shows you to help him determine the answer to this question. You'll also need to make sure that if you're not seeing this screen on your teacher's computer, you have 2 tabs open. You'll need to be able to see the video and you'll need to be able to see your work. So split your screen and have 2 tabs, or have 2 tabs open at the top that you can switch back and forth between to view the lesson and complete your work. On each slide, you'll notice a small video clip. I recommend watching the small video clip before you attempt the work on each lesson slide. Good luck.
All right, so this is how this is going to work. Again, you can't open that yet because I haven't released it because I want you paying attention to what disc golf is. So this is going to go over kind of the rules to disc golf. And it's short. It's about 1 minute and 30 seconds that we'll watch. And then we'll watch.
Welcome to Best Disc Golf.
Explain people who have played disc golf over the years.
Off Disc's video guide series. My name's Bart Bird and you're watching Disc Golf 101, the sport explained. In this episode, we'll cover what is disc golf, how is it played, and what is the best way for you to get started? Disc golf is one of the world's fastest growing sports, with over 5,000 courses in the United States and over 1,000 courses in Europe, the vast majority of which are open to the public and completely free to play. Disc golf is very similar to traditional golf, except instead of a ball and a hole, you have discs and a basket. The goal of disc golf is to get the disc to land in the disc catching basket. A typical round of disc golf will include 18 holes or baskets, each being 200 to 300 feet in length, and played as a par 3, meaning the goal is to get the disc in the basket in 3 throws or fewer. A typical round will take 60 to 90 minutes based on your pace of play, and the lowest score wins, meaning the player with the fewest total shots for the round. The first step in getting started is to find a course near you, which is easy to do using the online course finder at the Professional Disc Golf Association's website, and we've included a link in the description below. The second step is to find a disc. A typical disc will cost you $10 to $15, and if you've been to a disc golf store, you may have seen a display like this, which at first can seem very intimidating, but for beginners, it's pretty simple. All disc golf discs fall into one of 3 primary categories. The first of which are drivers, designed for maximum distance off the tee pad. The second are mid-ranges, designed to get you as close to the basket as possible. And finally, putters, to put the disc in the basket. Many players recommend that beginners simply start with one mid-range disc, which is perfectly capable of navigating all 3 aspects of the game.
All right. So that's kind of what it is. Now we'll take a look at some people playing the sport after this short advertisement, apparently.
Writing's not that easy.
There we go.
You've probably heard of a sport that's set on a course where you can snag a hole in one. If you're thinking golf, you're halfway there. Actually, the sport is disc golf. Some call it frisbee golf. And as Tyler shows us, it's not as easy as it looks.
Snap it really hard.
The experts say it's all in the wrist. Pros like Mark Horn have been flinging frisbees since the 70s, when disc golf became an official sport.
It's a question of making the right kind of throw for the situation.
Disc golfers use frisbees of different sizes and weights to get closer and closer to a target. On this course, the target is a basket. Like in regular golf, you know, the one with the little white ball, the fewer the throws, the better the score.
It's tough because there's trees and basket. It's hard to throw the right way to the basket.
Cole says he's not ready to compete. He's only been in the game a few months, but practice pays off.
I like best about the game probably being outside and just having fun.
I like that the cost is minimal. It costs you the price of a frisbee, and most courses, with a few exceptions, are free to play on.
The longest running disc golf tournament in the country is played here at the Oak Grove course in Southern California. Golfers as young as 4 years old compete. There are more than 1,000 courses for disc golf around the world. For more information, check out our website at teenkidsnews.com. For Teen Kids News, I'm Tyler.
Thanks for watching Teen Kids News.
All right, so that is disc golf. This is the sport that you are going to see played in our math lesson today. So now, let me double check that I'm correct. That assignment should be released to you on Seesaw. So now's where you'll need to have 2 screens. So I would recommend making a screen smaller for you so that you can see the math at the same time as you can see the Zoom session. If that does not work, you'll need to have 2 tabs so that you can switch back and forth between Zoom and Seesaw, because I'm going to be sharing my screen and you'll be recording the information as well. So this activity is in your activities. It's called Subtraction 3-Act Task. So go ahead and click on Add Response, and you're going to begin your work. This is impossible for you to work ahead on because it involves me giving you little pieces of information to work through as we continue. So you will notice that the slides will not make a lot of sense to you, and that's fine because you have not gotten the numbers for the math yet. So please do not attempt to work ahead. You'll need to stay with us, all right? Don't ask, what do I do here? Because I haven't told you yet. So you will understand as we progress through, all right? So the first slide shows you that we are working on solving real-world problems involving addition and subtraction of whole numbers within 1,000. There's a couple examples here of how you can use drawings, equations, or a symbol to represent the problem. And number 3 is our goal. We are going to solve real-world problems with addition and subtraction of whole numbers up to 1,000. So you're going to be using addition and or subtraction today. Go ahead and click on slide number 2. The first question says, what did you notice? I'm getting ready to play a video and you will write down what you notice in the video, either using your writing tools or using the label tool. So what do you notice in this video that I'm about to play for you? Okay, we're going to play it twice. So I'm going to play this video and what do you notice? Okay, all right.
For this part of the lesson, watch the video and think about what you notice and what you wonder.
Here we go.
You didn't share your sound.
There's no sound, kiddo. All right, let's watch it one more time, and then you'll write down what you notice. Alrighty, take a moment on your seesaw to write down what you notice. What did you notice? What did you see inside of this video? And absolutely anything can count. So take a moment right now and write down what you notice on that first box. What do you notice? What are some things that you saw? If you were listening really well, some things that you heard, because there wasn't a lot of sound in that video. What did you notice? Awesome. I'm looking at your screens and I can see some people writing down their noticings. Okay, he's wearing a gray shirt. I saw that too. The Frisbee missed the hole. I saw that too. It makes a whooshing noise. Okay. The disc only got halfway there. They're making a prediction of how far they think the disc got. Interesting. Keep writing down what you notice. I'm going to write down some things that I notice as well. Write down as many things as you can think of.
I noticed the area where you put this at.
Oh, somebody said it looks like he was on a farm. Somebody said it was far away from the basket. He didn't make it there. Yep, that video, we did not see it go in the basket. That is a noticing.
He missed
the Frisbee was a bright color. That's a noticing.
area you throw the Frisbee at.
Yeah, there was an area for the Frisbee to be thrown. It had concrete in the middle of the grass. There was like a sidewalk type of area.
At.
And we call that a concrete pad. My husband plays disc golf a lot, and that's called a pad. All right, so those are some things that you notice. I want us to watch this one more time. And this time we're going to take a look at some things that we wonder. So what do you wonder about this video now? So what are some questions that you have? Okay, I'm going to share my screen with you again. And now I want you to write down in box 2, what do you wonder? So on my seesaw work right here, in box 2, I'm going to write down what I wonder. What questions do I have? Okay, I'm going to write down what you wonder. I think I'm actually going to have to not let you guys unmute yourselves because we keep having so many distracting noises. Sorry about that. I hate when we can't handle it. All right, so now you're going to write down what you noticed. Where did my video go? There we go. What do you wonder? What questions do you have about this video? All right, go ahead and on Seesaw, write down what you wonder. What questions do you have? Go ahead and write those down now. What do you wonder? What questions do you have? I'm going to take a look at your screens. Ooh, I wonder how far away is the basket? That's a great question. How far away is the basket? Seems like that would be important information to know if you're going to throw it. Why did he stand there? Yeah, why didn't he get closer to the basket? Why was that his starting point? Why did he go right there? Great question. What else do you wonder? How far did the disc fly? How far did that disc go? That's a question. Where did the disc go? Ooh, maybe this person couldn't see it. They lost it. Where did the disc go? Can't really see it very well when it's down there in that grass. Where did it go? How many throws did he take to get it in the basket? Ooh, so somebody thinks this might continue after the video. Why did he throw it like that? Yeah, that looks like a kind of funny way to throw a Frisbee. Great question. Write down a few more. What do you notice? What wonderings do you have? Where is this? Yeah, where is he playing? All right, I have great news for you guys. The great news is I happen to know this gentleman, and his name is Graham Fletcher, and he actually knew that we were going to be doing this math today, so he gave me the answer to every single one of these questions, so I can answer it for you. So here is what our answers are. Take a look at my screen. Oh, I didn't want that to be red. Hold on, please. There we go. And that's going to bother me if it's a different color. All right, that'll work. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to take a look at the questions. Here's your answers. Why did he stand there? The reason he stood there is because that is just like in any other sport, it's the location that you start. So there's a start line, there's a finish line. So that's why he stood right there. How many throws did it take to get to the basket? He took 3 throws. He started, he had to throw it again in the middle of the field, and then he had to make a putt closer to the basket. Where did the disc go? The disc actually went into the grass. If you look closely in the video, you can see that it's in that grass. Why did he throw it like that? This is called a professional disc golf throw. So he was trying to throw like a pro. There is a way that you throw the disc that helps your body move the disc farther. That's why. How far did the disc fly? That is a great question. He did not tell me that. How far away is the, oh, I'll be able to show you guys this. I can show you this. How far away is the basket? I'll show you that in a minute. And where is this? This is in North Carolina. He is playing in a disc golf course in North Carolina because that is actually where my friend Graham Fletcher lives, in North Carolina. Okay? So now you have the answers to your questions except one. How far did the disc fly? And that is because that is our main question. On your work, I'd like for you to write that main question. How far did the disc fly? That is actually what we are going to use math to figure out today. So go ahead and write down that main question on your page on slide 3. How far did the disc fly? That is our main question. That is what we are going to figure out today using math. How far did our disc fly? So record that in box 3 on slide 2. How far did the disc fly? Good, I'm taking a look at your screens. Awesome. Don't worry about having the rest of this. This is just what everybody said. You do not need to type what everybody said. The only thing that I want you to make sure that you have is our main question and what your thoughts were. So if you only have 1 or 2 things here, that's okay. All right? Do not type what everybody has. Only write this main question. Everybody should have the main question. How far did the disc fly? How far was my friend Graham Fletcher able to throw that disc? That's what you're writing right now. Awesome. I see that we're almost all completely done. I'll give you another 30 seconds and then we will move on. So this is just like a story problem. We've seen something happen and now we're going to use math to help us find the answer in real life. Now, on your slide 3, you will notice there is a box for estimate. There's a low estimate on a number line, and there's a high estimate on a number line. I'm getting ready to share with you some information, and you're going to make a guess of how far you think that disc went, okay? So here's the information that I can share with you. Hold on 1 second for me. There we go. That I can share with you regarding our disc. Okay, got our noticings, got our wonderings. Here we go. We are going to measure in a meter.
The wondering from the video that we are going to solve with math is how far did the disc fly? You'll be making an estimate or a guess of how many meters you think the disc flew when it was thrown. Take a look at the picture to see what a meter is and how many you think could fit from the distance where the disc was starting to where it fell.
So this is a meter stick. Some of you might call this a yardstick. A yardstick is a tiny bit shorter, but a meter stick is almost the same size. So how many of these do you think we could fit in between where Graham started and where it landed? Okay, where it started and where it landed, 1 meter. I'm going to play that video for you again so you can see it. And I want you to think, how many meters do you think it was? Here's that video one more time. How many meter sticks did he throw this disc? So here you can kind of see a zoomed out view. This is where he started. This is where the hole is. So he's got to throw it all this space. So here's the disc, here's the disc, here's the disc. You're going to see it in the grass right there. See it? Boom, right here. This is where it landed. How far, how many meters do you think that disc flew? Go ahead and write your estimates on your slide. On slide 3, write a low number and a high number. So as little as possible and as many as possible. There's no way it's less than this many meters. There's no way it's more than this many meters. And again, here's a meter stick. This is what a meter looks like. It's about half of a grown man. How many do you think that is? A low estimate and a high estimate. So I'm looking at your screens. All right, somebody said they think it's less, no less than 70, no more than 150. Somebody else said they think it's no less than 10, no more than 35. Okay. So if this were my work, I would guess there's no way it's lower than 55 meters. I think he threw it at least 55 meters. There's no way that he threw it more than 100 meters. That's my guess, okay? So it was no less than 55, no more than 100. Now, I'd like for you to do what this says. Place your best estimate on the number line and label. So if you had to guess how many of these fit exactly, if you had to guess, how many would you say? Go ahead and put that on your number line. Terrence said 98, but he just erased it. Ooh, I like it. Angel is counting by tens and he's putting a dot in the one that he thinks it is. All right. Wow, our estimates are all over the place. So it'll be really interesting to see who got it. Some of us have it as low as 10. Some of us have it near 50 like I did. Where do you think it is? I'm gonna guess he threw it about 75 meters. That's my guess. That's what I think. So my guess would be about right here on the number line. That's what I think. About 75 meters. That's my guess. Awesome. All righty, let's look down here. What information would you like to know? Well, I already know what you want to know because you told me right here. You said you wanted to know how far away is the basket. So I'm happy to tell you that I can show you that. Here's some information that might help you. The disc golf hole is 178.918 meters, or about 179 meters when rounded. So from the beginning to the end, the pad to the basket, it's about 179 meters. So we need to write that down. Everybody, on what information would you like to know? I'd like for you to write or type that the hole is 179 meters. You can use a lowercase m for meters. You need to know that. The hole is 179 meters. So my estimate, I think, actually makes sense because it's less than 179, and we know that it didn't go all the way to the hole, so it would have to be a smaller number. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. When I'm looking at your screens, I don't see that anybody went more than 179, so that's great. We're all below it, so I think our estimates might be close. So the hole is 179 meters. So if he was going to throw it from beginning and make it in a hole-in-one, he would throw that 179 meters, okay? Now there's some other information that you might need to know. The other information that you're going to need to know Gotta get used to my tabs here. There we go. Is right here. How far away is the disc from the basket? So where did it land? Okay, how far away is the disc from the basket? We're going to find out by watching Graham measure it with something called a trundle. This right here is a trundle.
Watch this video as our friend Graham measures the distance between where his disc fell and how far he has until he gets to the basket. He will use a trundle, which measures in meters.
Here's how far he is from the basket. So this is where his disc landed all the way to the basket. "65 meters. Okay, so he has 65 meters that he threw the hole until he gets to the disc. So also on your page, distance away from the hole, and yes, I'm writing this, so you're writing this. Distance away from the hole is equal to 65 meters. So here's how this looks. This is where he started, and this is where the basket is. The whole distance is 179 meters. He threw his disc about right here. And he has 65 meters until he gets into the basket. So this distance right here is how far he threw the disc. But we don't know how far away that is, just like our question is. How far did he throw the disc? We don't know. So we're going to have to figure that out using the information that we have. We know the whole disc golf course is 179 meters. His disc landed right here, and he only has 65 meters more to go until he gets there. So he has 65 meters to go until he gets there. How many meters did he already throw? So write that down. So you now have two numbers that can help you begin your math. You know that the hole is 179 meters long. You know that he only has 65 meters more until he makes it. Okay. See, some of you are still writing. I'm going to give you another few seconds. All right. I'm going to save this because we are actually going to run out of time, and that's okay. We'll finish this up tomorrow. I'm going to save this as a draft. Do you see this draft, this orange check mark? That's what you need to click. Do not click the green. That turns it into me. Click on the draft. Tonight, I want you to think about how you might show your work to solve this problem. You're not doing it. I just want you to think about it so that when we come tomorrow, we can start with some ideas. Okay? So on slide 3, click on the draft. Check it as a draft. That will save your work, but it will not turn it in. Okay, it'll save your work, but it won't turn it in. So see, I've got it as a draft right here. Okay? All right. I need to talk with you about something that's going to start today that's going to help us with our math. Okay? So, you are getting ready to go to lunch in 3 minutes, but I need to share with you a new daily assignment that you are going to have, okay? In your afternoon work time, so at that 12 o'clock work time after your lunch and after your recess, you are going to have an activity that is released to you called DMR, or Daily Math Review, okay? That activity is going to be daily. So it says each day you will practice math skills we have already learned to keep them fresh in your mind. We will review skills which the class seems to have forgotten throughout the week. These practices will be automatically graded so you can study the correct answers to help you learn or remember what you have forgotten. On Fridays, you will take a quiz on these skills which will be graded. This DMR should be completed at the 12 o'clock work time during your afternoon. Submit a screenshot of your completed practice to upload to Seesaw, okay? So this work can, oh my goodness, what just happened? There we go. This work can be found right here in the link. When I click on the link, it's going to open up that form for me, okay? You're gonna put your name and then there are 4 questions for you to answer. You'll just type the answer there, okay? On Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I am not putting this in the grade book for your report card. The grade that you get is just so you can see, oh wow, I know how to do this, or oh, I need to practice. On Fridays, that's a quiz. So on Fridays, I'm going to take your grade and put it in the grade book. That means you have 4 days to practice and get review with me before it ever is a grade. So if you're really struggling on Monday, then on Tuesday when we go over that, you need to pay attention so that hopefully on Tuesday you do better. So you should be doing a little bit better each day, and on Friday, that's going to be a grade, okay? So every day you will complete your work from our class, which today you don't have any because we didn't finish, and you will complete that DMR every day, okay? What questions can I answer about that? Questions about DMR? Awesome, okay. So you have that assignment today. You also have your assignments on Zearn and Prodigy that are problem solving. You are going to come back at 1:35 for related arts. You still have Miss Mosier and that Symbaloo site from last week. You're going to come back at 2:20 for dismissal. Everybody should be working on math at 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock, you are working on math, and if you need help, you can log into office hours with me. Okay? All right. If you do not have any questions, goodbye. I'll see you later. If you do have questions, please stay logged on. I've got about 2 minutes to help you out. See ya.